is the ELD Standards Framework? The ELD Standards Framework is a powerful resource to support educators to provide English learners with the language development and content instruction they need for academic success and college and career readiness. Let's explain the purpose of the ELD Standards Framework. The framework provides best practices for effective Tier 1 instruction for English learners and other learners who are not yet proficient in the academic language of the content disciplines. We like to say all of our students are academic language learners. The framework provides educators with the resources and professional learning they need to advance students' academic and linguistic development simultaneously within the content.
Good morning. I would like to briefly talk about why the ELD Standards Framework was developed. The ELD Standards Framework was developed in response to an urgent need throughout the state to ensure more robust and equitable instructional practices for the education of English learners, specifically to prepare them for college and their own individual career paths. We know that the education of English learners is a shared responsibility of all educators in the state. As such, teachers reached out to the English Mastery Council in 2015 to request a tool that could help them to better align their content instruction, meaning the teaching of science or mathematics or English language arts, to better align their content instruction with the developmental needs, language needs of English learners. We know that English learners, like all learners, must have access to rigorous standards-based instruction. However, educators are also aware of the increased demands of content standards, which impact curriculum development, instructional practices, and more appropriate assessment practices. As such, the tool, the English Language Development Standards Framework as a tool, is timely in that it meets the needs of educators throughout the state in their support of the English learners that they serve.
Why educators across the state should be incorporating the ELD Standards Framework into their practice. That's the question I'm answering. That's what I'll be talking about today. The first reason really is around Tier 1 instruction. When we think of Tier 1 instruction, there's two parts to it. There's the need to make sure that the instruction is reflective of the grade level standards, that the instruction is rigorous so that kids continue to move forward and toward obtaining those grade level standards. The second part of that is that instruction has to be accessible for students. The ELD framework provides ideas, provides resources for helping teachers scaffold up to the grade level standards. The second reason is whether you're an elementary school teacher and you're responsible for all of the content, or you're a secondary teacher who is a content specialist, there's a need to incorporate English language development within the content areas. We know that's where we get great gains and growth in English proficiency for our English learners. We know it's Tier 1 instruction where they have the time and opportunity to most practice not only their language, but their content knowledge. And so the resources within the framework provide access to teachers so that they can then provide access to their students for not only language development, but content development as well. The third reason is around making sure that our teachers have what they need. Our teachers need resources, and they need ideas, and they need understanding around how to create instruction that includes English language development. We have such fantastic teachers with such deep knowledge around their content. In order to close that opportunity gap in order to make sure students have access to high quality tier 1 instruction, AP courses, CTE courses. Our teachers also need to know how to incorporate English language development strategies at the level that's appropriate for the students in front of them. And that's the heart of this resource. How do we make sure that teachers have what they need so that kids then get what they need in order to not only advance their content knowledge, but their English language proficiency?
Have you implemented the ELD Standards Framework, or how are you implementing it? We are implementing the ELD Standards Framework through the coaching opportunities that we have with teachers. Through those opportunities, we strive in helping teachers make connections between the Nevada Academic Content Standards and the ELD Standards. In addition, we bring awareness by mentioning the existence of the ELD Standards Framework during interactions with schools and teachers.
How can the ELD Standards Framework be utilized by teachers? The framework offers reflection questions that invite teachers to be purposeful while planning their lessons. It asks teachers to consider scaffolds to help students to process or produce academic language, scaffolds that support how to use language to make meaning of the content, opportunities for students to collaborate using academic language, and opportunities for students to demonstrate their learning of language and content at different language proficiency levels.
Resources and professional learning opportunities are available to build capacity within educators to support our English learners. There are ELD Standards Framework and instructional guidance documents for major 4 content areas of ELA, math, science, and social studies in grade level clusters and are available on the Nevada Department of Education website. Educators will have a one-stop shopping experience through Canvas. ELD Standards Framework courses will be developed and delivered through Canvas for accessibility. ELD Standards Framework webinars will be conducted live and recorded for educators to revisit. ELD Standards Framework and NEPF Standards Connection document is being developed and will be available for educators through Canvas. Ongoing ELD Standards Framework professional learning will be designed by different ELD practices for each content, grade level cluster, proficiency level, or English language development domain will be offered to all educators. Please continue to check the Nevada Department of Education website. The team will be adding additional supports for the implementation of the ELD Standards Framework. Thank you for your commitment to the equitable education for our English language learners. You are appreciated. Please know that we are here to support you as you support our students.